Mechwarrior Online is going to receive a new patch on the 23rd of May this year, and let's talk about all the new things that are awaiting us in this new patch. There's going to be new mechs, there's going to be map adjustments, and of course mech quirk adjustments, so let's talk about them in detail. We already talked about the Stone Rhino preview and pre-order. If you want to check that out, go ahead and go to the link in the video description below. We're going to have two new legendary mechs available, the Cyclops RGs and the Supernova Seraph. It's going to be map adjustments to quick play and faction play maps, mech quirk adjustments, weapon adjustments, mech adjustments, skill tree adjustments, and bug fixes. We'll talk about all of them in detail so you guys can make yourselves a proper picture of this new patch. They also say that there is work that is continuing on a brand new map, and they're still investigating matchmaker solutions, faction play, new weapons, new mechs, and potentially bringing drop decks into quick play, which is interesting. Specifically, if those drop decks would then allow you to like set different range presets. So you could have a brawl drop deck, and you could have like a long range drop deck. Unfortunately, that would even lead to more sniping, but let's not talk about that right now. Let's keep on scrolling. There's also going to be another sale going on, and if you are a event queue gamer, the Clan Light Mix Alliance event queue is going to be on this weekend as well. Now, as I already said, we talked about the Stone Rhino pre-order. Have a look at that video if you are interested in it. Moving on to the two new legendary battle mechs, the Cyclops RGs and the Supernova Seraph. Each is going to be coming in with $15, of course. We'll have a custom paint job, an outlier quirk, and a 30% mech CPL boost, of course. And it will also come with the included mini battle pass system driven by Mech XP that does not run out, so you can do that battle pass at your leisure. So you will earn GSP, CPLs, MC, premium time, and cockpit items, tackles, colors, and bolt-ons while you're playing this. So yeah, battle passes so far have been fine. This is the Cyclops. Let's have a look at this mech in a little bit more detail. I'm not going to click the action screenshot, I'm going to click this one. Because as you can see from here right now, ballistic hardpoints in both side torsos. This looks like a head slot and potentially a side torso or a CT slot for lasers, energy weapons. And then 2 or 3 on this arm, and then probably also 3 on this arm. So overall, this looks like a Gauss laser bolt to me. And it could be a very good one. But you would probably use it right-sided. You would probably have the 2 Gauss and then an arm with the majority of your weapons, plus maybe some weapons up here, and maybe then just forgo the other arm. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Going back, here is the actual loadout of the mech. So 1 ballistic hardpoint on each side torso, I already said. Yeah, right, the right torso energy hardpoint right here, then the head hardpoint, and then 3 energy hardpoints in each arm. The quirks are going to be Inner Sphere, Medium Laser, Heat Scale Limit +1. And it seems like, looking at this loadout with 7 ER Medium Lasers, I'm guessing that also counts for ER Medium Lasers as well. It comes with some Structure Survival quirks, not with armor. Here you have a giant 90-ton assault mech, and it doesn't have armor quirks. I mean, it has a 30% crit hit chance receiving, yes, but armor, not there. 30% extra target info gathering speed, extra seismic range, extra sensor range, and 360 target retention range. Of course, it's not going to do anything for you, but it's going to do something for your team. So, overall, interesting. Nothing crazy going on in terms of quirks. I mean, the +1 medium laser hit skill limit, I mean, okay, yeah, who cares? That had been like large laser hit skill limit +1, huh, maybe a different story. But yeah, still an interesting mech. It's basically the Inner Sphere version of a Clan Gauss Vomit build, right? Alright, then here we have the Supernova Seraph. Can I just say that the paint job looks interesting? It's like a splat of color. I like that. I like that. And as we can see from the image right here, we've got a lot of hardpoints for energy weapons, if these are energy weapon hardpoints in the center torso and side torso, maybe cockpit slot. And then arms, 3 energy and central ballistics hardpoint. Okay, so basically similar to something like the Supernova boiler, but probably not the same, so let's have a look at that. As far as the hardpoints are concerned, we have 1 ballistic hardpoint in each arm, and we have 3 energy hardpoints in each arm. We've got 1 energy hardpoint in the right torso, left torso, and head slot, plus center torso. And we have 1 AMS slot in the left torso, and we have jump jet capability on on top of that as well. So that loadout is going to be 6 medium pulses, 4 micro pulses, and 2 LB10s. I can see this do very well with Gauss Vomit. Like Gauss, ER mediums, and then maybe large pulse lasers or ER large lasers here in the side torsos. Or center torso, depending on how the hardpoints come out in the end. Could be very interesting, could be very powerful. Because this is like similar to a Direwolf loadout, for example. But I mean, we can pick the engine size, right? So there's lots of potential shenanigans possible. But that should be strong, especially do we have... the question is, are we going to be able to like move the arms around wherever we want to? I can't tell that right now. Let's have a look at the quirks right here. We got armor quirks on the left arm and right arm. And then structure on everything else. 2 extra consumable slots and 2 cool shot capacity. So you could run this with 4 cool shots in theory. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. So if you like spicy builds, this could be one, of course, but I can see this being like really spicy laser builds plus Gauss rifles. I think this is predestined for Gauss rifles in the arms. Because then you have a weapon that doesn't generate heat, right? But of course you can do all sorts of other builds. Alright. So these 2 mechs, to me, are they OP? I don't think so. Are they interesting? Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on them. Now, let's talk about map adjustments. Let's see what we see in terms of map adjustments. King Network. Lower areas will be a little bit more lush. Floating rocks and trees repositioned. Change the sun and shadow settings. Grimplexus, some stuck points fixed. Shadow settings updated. Frozen City Night. Invisible walls placed to prevent players from reaching out of bounds areas. Okay. Radiant Bog. Remove floating trees. Data camera repositioned. Transmitter camera repositioned. Shadow settings updated. Hellbow Outpost. Conquest cameras renamed for functionality. Domination generators and transmitter camera added. Trees can be shot through, were replaced with either rocks or other trees. And shadow settings updated. Vitrix Station. Cameras renamed. Domination camera renamed. Floor tile placed to fill in section between pyramids and sunside spawn. Okay. Shadow settings updated. Mining Collective. Invisible walls placed to prevent players from getting up to out of bounds location. Okay. Wherever that is going to be. We'll have to check that out. That might be like on the right-hand flank, behind these like big silos where you could go up. We'll have to see that. Preval's Colosseum, assault capture point moved so it's not stuck inside a metal tree. Okay. Fixing rock stuck points, floating grass removed, Emerald Vale, cameras, shadow settings. And here, faction play. This might be interesting to some of you. They have moved the generators, and some of them have had their casings removed and health changed. Turrets and walls may have been added to some for extra generator protection, for example in Hellbore Springs, Sulphurous Rift, Emerald Tiger, Grim Portico, and Boreal Vault. All of these maps have shadow settings updated, and then on Sulphurous Rift there's a no invisible wall to prevent players getting out of bounds between lanes. Like all of this is nice. I would have liked to see like screenshots. Of course this would make the post extremely long, but if you don't show what it has changed, then it's really hard to see exactly what's happening there, right? Okay, so this must be most interesting for people that enjoy faction play. For me personally, yeah, these are fixes that are nice to have. What I'm not reading here whatsoever is any fixes to spawn points. There's still enough maps out there where spawn points are just way split apart from each other. It's a giant chore walking around for 3 minutes doing nothing, so I want to see spawn point redistributions. I've been advocating this for years, I'm still not seeing it, I would still love to see it. Now then, mech quirk adjustments. Locust Pirate Span gets 50% less stealth armor cooldown, so this will allow you to keep a little bit more cool. You shoot, you run away into cover, you pop your stealth armor off, use that to cool down, pop it on again, and back you go. For the Commando, the 3A gets an added 50% extra SRM ammo per ton. Death Snell will get 25% cool shot cooldown reduction, nice. Agachita Prime will get 7.5% missile spread to left arm and right arm. Agachita Alpha will get 5% energy range to left arm and right arm, plus 5% extra range to the set of 8. The Urbi R80, ECM enhancement removed, PPC thermal heat removed, and the R80 is gonna get 10% heavy PPC heat and 15% heavy PPC cooldown, which is nice to have, but heavy PPC is still a garbage weapon, so yeah, good luck with that. The Raven 3L, 10% enhanced ECM, All Wolfhound variants will get an extra 6 armor on the right torso. One Alpha has its survival bonuses updated to the rest of the variants. One Bravo. AMS rate of fire has been removed, but extra AMS damage added, plus 7.5% heat dissipation, and a laser cooldown up to 30% from 20%. Wolfhound 2, an extra 5% ER laser hit. Hunchback 2C, the Death Wish, gets 5% heavy medium laser range and heavy medium laser heat skill limit plus 1, which would allow you to shoot 5 heavy mediums at the same time. 5 heavy medium lasers on the clan side means you're doing 50 damage at ER medium laser in a sphere range for 5 tons. Hashtag clan space magic things. Griffin Ares gets PPC family heat scale limit plus 1. Triple snubs on the Ares? Yep. Sounds like a good deal now. Nice. Shadowhawk, the 2H, gets 10% laser duration removed and 10% weapon velocity added. The 2D2, the cooldown for the energy weapons is removed, 10% flat cooldown added, 25% LBX spread bonus, and 40% critical hit chance receiving added. Okay. The 5M, the ballistics cooldown was removed, but just swapped to general cooldown, 10% up to 20%, and UX jam chance, 25% less, up from 20%. By the way, PGI, can we please finally fix the skill tree where it says UX jam chance, but it actually changes UX jam duration? That would be nice. Shadowhawk 2 Delta. Missile spread and ballistic cooldown removed, 15% Gauss rifle family cooldown added, and 10% weapon velocity. Interesting. And here, the Shadowhawk Scattershot. Reduced SRM, MRM, and LBX velocity to 25% from 50%. Reduced missile cooldown to 25% from 30%. So slight nerf to the missile cooldown. Strong nerf to the missile and Dakar velocity. LBX cooldown, also slight nerf. Added 85% spread for the LB2s. Remember what I told people that you're gonna hit like left leg and right side torso? Yeah, that's gonna be a thing now if the LB2s. So that spread is gonna be brutal. For the LB5s, it's gonna be 35% spread and then an added 15% spread for the MRM20s and MRM10s. So that's a nerf for the Scattershot. Eben Jack, the Prime gets 20% flat cooldown instead of ballistic energy and missile cooldown. So that's a buff, nice. All of that, of course, for the set of 8 bonus. All Archer variants have been added with 20% higher missile explosive for critical damage only. Okay, whatever. Archer 2R gets 10% energy range and heat buffed 5%. Then we have the, and by 5% I mean plus 5%, right, up to 10 now. Then the Archer 5S, we get the MRM cooldown removed and MRM velocity added. So 10% less cooldown, but 15% more velocity, nice. Archer 5W, 15% SRM velocity, SRM heat skill level plus 1, nice. The only thing missing here is SRM range. 20% range, make it happen. Archer Tempest, energy heat and missile heat removed, 10% flat heat added, and 25% Narc Beacon velocity added. Okay, if you want to have Narc and Archer Tempest, sure, go for it, but I mean, you go 2 MRM 40s and you have ECM and that's your Tempest build. Nova Cat, we have played a Nova Cat not too far ago. CT armor plus 5, left torso and right torso armor plus 5, and left arm, right arm armor plus 4. Makes sense, it's a giant hulking mech, right? So a little bit of extra armor is gonna help a little bit. It's not gonna do much, I mean that's 1 medium laser hit, but any little bit helps, I guess. Nova Cat Prime, lots of energy range, PPC velocity, quirks removed. Flat PPC velocity now on the right torso, 5% range on the left torso, and 5% PPC heat instead of 8. That's a lot of changes here. The Alpha, ER large laser heat duration removed. 5% laser duration added. 7.5% jump jet burn time duration added. Instead of 8 gets 10% laser heat, laser duration. Nova Cat Bravo, missile heat and extra range instead of 8, missile heat in left arm and right arm. The Charlie, 5% UX jam chance from left torso has been removed, energy cooldown has been improved by 2.5%, UX jam chance improved by 10%, the right torso, that is. The energy cooldown was in the left torso. LBX spread in the right torso, up 5%, and ballistics velocity added in the set of 8. The delta. Ballistics velocity added to the left arm, then set of 8 gets energy cooldown and heat. And the Nova Cat is CC, Cobra Clutch. I forgot what the hero mech is called. 10% energy cooldown removed from set of 8. Instead, 10% flat cooldown added and 5% up for the heat quirk. Then some summoner changes. Summoner G has the 5% range removed from the CT. Summoner Delta, jump jet burn time increased by 10%. Summoner M, heat dissipation decreased by 2.5%. And the Pride, 15% jump jet burn duration added to the CT. Cataphracts. The 0 XP, ballistic range, energy range, and PPC heat removed. Flat range added, flat heat added, and seismic sensor plus 100 meters radius. Nice. Not so nice on the range, but actually, no, that's nice. It's just consolidating specific quirks into general quirks, and adding flat heat on top is nice. Okay. Then the 1X, 5% energy heat removed. Armor bonus on the left torso up by 10. CT armor up by 10. 10% heat added. 15% standard and ER medium laser range and duration buffs added. Nice. 15% on the range, 10% duration buff. Then we have the 2X. Ballistic cooldown removed, energy cooldown removed, missile heat removed. Missile cooldown reduced 20% to 15%. Then on top of that, added 15% flat cooldown, 15% heat, and 20% missile velocity. Okay. I mean, the Cataphract, with its geometry, is a problematic mech, so seeing some changes happening here to try and buff it a little bit is nice. 3 Delta, laser duration and PPC heat removed, ballistics cooldown increased by 10%, heat increased by 5%, and 20% ballistics velocity added. 3L, less LBX spread, more LBX velocity, energy heat added, plus extra consumable slot. 4X gets the ballistic velocity removed, left torso, right torso armor buffed by 7, CT up by 8, 25% weapon velocity, plus 10% cooldown, and 75% missile spread added. Okay. And the Muromet gets an extra 5 armor on the left torso, 10% standard SC cooldown, and 5% mech top speed. Cyclops. All variants now have crit hit chance receiving 30%. Then the Mad Cat Mark II 4 gets the same as the Alpha, 8 armor bonus to left torso and right torso. Okay. Supernova 3, arms get buffed by 4 armor, CT left torso and right torso structure up by plus 5, PPC velocity quirk up plus 5, and energy range 5%. The Boiler. Here's an interesting change, let's see. 4 armor on the arms, same structure, plus 5 on the torsos. Ballistic velocity up 15%, and 10% heat quirk added. So, the UAC-20/SM6 Boiler is gonna be even better. Nice. Corsairs. Okay. The 5R gets missile spread removed, heat up 5% bonus, and 15% ballistic cooldown. The 6R gets 15% LB20 cooldown and 10% heavy Gauss cooldown. Okay. 7R removed all offensive quirks, 10% weapon velocity, 10% cooldown, and 15% heat added. The Rancor gets 55% laser heat added, and the Broadside, the ballistic cooldown and Gauss rifle cooldown gets removed. Instead, we get flat cooldown, but only 15% instead of 20% for the Gauss rifle in case you use the Gauss here. Added 20% weapon velocity and added 30% UAC jam chance. I would love to see more of these. Because let's face it, UAC jam too much. maybe tune down the UAC jam chance to begin with. How about that? Okay, Atlas, the DDC, 10% enhanced ECM. Direwolf W, range on the left torso gets reduced by 5%. And that's it for the quirks. Now we're talking about weapon adjustments. Ionosphere ER medium laser, cooldown a tiny bit faster now, 3.6 instead of 3.75, so 0.15 seconds. Then we have Clan ER medium lasers, damage reduced by 0.5, heat reduced by 0.7, and beam duration reduced by 0.1 seconds. This is a nerf to the alpha strike capabilities of the Clan ER medium laser vomit, but it's a higher in proportion reduction to the heat as well as the beam duration. So overall, this is not I wouldn't say this is a strong nerf. In fact, it's gonna make it a little bit more manageable in terms of heat, and you might actually get more damage on target because the beam duration is cut by what, 8%? That's a lot. That's almost like 4 skill points. Okay, Clan ER large laser cooldown increased by 0.25 seconds. How much is that going to do? I don't know, but it's an increase. Mech adjustments, Supernova boiler. Acceleration and deceleration have been increased. Acceleration is increased by 4 kph. Deceleration increased by almost 2 kph. The Moonwalker's acceleration is reduced by a lot, actually. 15.4 down to 13.11, and deceleration 18.06 from 19.72. Just to match the Death Strike, okay? And then the Mad Cat 4 and the Mad Cat Alpha seem to be getting the same treatment. Torso twist rate to 90 degrees per second yaw and 64 degrees a second pitch. So that is a buff for the torso twist rate. And the yaw angle as well, 90 degrees from 80 degrees. So that's a buff to the overall mobility of the 4 and the Alpha. Skill tree adjustments. Current jump jet vectoring skill nodes are now replaced with shock absorbance nodes with 10% per node value, so that could get to 50%. Current shock absorbance skill nodes are replaced with overheat damage nodes with 4% per node value. Okay. Overheat damage nodes. Interesting. The question is, how often do you go into overheat? Bug fixes. By the way, skill tree adjustments, as I said, the skill tree probably still says autocannon jam chance instead of jam duration. That still needs to be fixed. Bug fixes. Cicada. Energy hard points inside torso will prioritize the higher mount first now. Okay. Except the X5. Everyone must use lower mounts and the Cicada 3C, which has a special right torso rooftop mount. Okay. Then, Phoenix Hawks. The 2 and the 1K energy weapons will prioritize the top mounted energy hardpoints on the left arm first. Be consistent with the right arm, nice. 7S, the second energy weapon on the left arm properly uses its side mounted location now, so it'd be like merged with the right arm, okay. And the Kurokiri, same thing. The second energy weapon on the left arm uses a secondary side mount, no longer stacks on top of the primary energy mount, okay. Left arm PPC mounts now use the correct corresponding PPC weapon model instead of just using the generic, okay. Moonwalker fixed the missing piece of geometry that caused a hole to appear on the mech's right torso when only a missile weapon is equipped. Really? Never seen that. Fixed the bug that caused the anti-hardpoint air vent model to appear in overlap with the ballistic weapon model on the right torso, okay. And Alpha, same thing. Atlas, excluding 7S, L, and the DF. That's the Founders Edition Atlas. Explosion particle effects now appear when head component is destroyed. You know what would be amazing when the head component is destroyed? And I can't understand why we haven't had that in 12 years. If you cockpit kill a mech, the kill message should clearly state that it was a cockpit kill, because a cockpit kill is a rare occasion. It requires a little bit of luck and a lot of skill, and it is the equivalent of a headshot, and it should have a different kill message to showcase that mech actually got cockpit kill, because otherwise, unless you're looking at the mech at that point and the paper doll you see that cockpit go black, you don't know. So yeah, would be nice to see a headshot notification. Okay, that's all we have for those patch notes. Me personally, I haven't seen any crazy changes here for the quirks that would make me super excited about them. Maybe the Griffin Iris is something that I want to try out. Anything that does mess with heat scale limit or cooldown is always something that is very interesting. Or speed, of course. Or range. Yep. So I want to check that out, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the new legendary mechs and trying them out. From what I see, they will be very solid. I don't think they will be OP, but they will be very solid and fun to play. What's your highlight from this patch? Are you going to get any of the new mechs? Let me know in the comments below. Take care.